Hello guys, today we will introduce cybersecurity and system defense, so let's start. This is the rule of the data revolution. For every action to store, secure, and use data, there is an equal or greater reaction to steal data. It has been proven repeatedly, as recently as the Equifax data breach. Data has changed from forms and documents to bioinformatics and digital transaction histories. Protection has moved from file cabinets and lockboxes to virtual storage spaces on secluded servers with stringent encryption. Malicious parties have likewise transitioned from physical break-ins to ransomware, DDoS attacks, botnets, and other nefarious acts. Companies are acutely aware of cybersecurity's importance, especially those operating via cloud and edge computing models or utilizing AI technology. The subject has introduced anxiety for business leadership and consumers alike, with few having full confidence about safe engagement in a digital, data-driven age. This white paper will address those concerns, outlining the stages of security, and introduce exciting technology that could ameliorate tension and stymie hackers. History of cybersecurity and cybercrime. Cybercrimes follow centuries of heists a la Pink Panther and Butch Cassidy. The drama of robberies once surrounded thefts like that of the Boston Museum, where 13 works of art valued over $500 million were stolen. Now, digital objects such as credit card data and film footage have garnered the attention of a new class of thieves. A group of Russian hackers has filched over $800 million from bank accounts electronically in the past 2 years. One Russian hacker may even be credited with stealing 2016 US election information, invaluable to democracy. Sanctions against cybercrime were not legislated in the United States until the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act of 1986. Despite recent origin, cyber attackers have a mainstream presence, from the advocacy-based vigilantes of Anonymous to shadowy lone wolves or government suspects featured in the news. They are known for a variety of acts: infecting networks, stealing personal data, attacking foreign government operations, and holding sensitive company information hostage. Computer crimes began at the birth of the Internet in 1983. 1988 held the momentous Morris Worm, the first denial-of-service DOS attack, a few dozen lines of code that replicated rapidly and crashed 10% of all computers linked to the Internet. The mid-90s introduced Flash and browser add-on vulnerabilities where hackers took remote control of computers. Taking advantage of flawed software grew as a method of attack, including manipulating Microsoft software, through the early 2000s. In the past few years, insecure, multi-accessed software has remained a vulnerability. Phishing has increased substantially as people spend more of their time online. Mobilization has created a massive market for spyware and monitoring. Mobile devices have expanded public networks and wireless connections, where hackers lurk. Since 2014, automotive and other machine software has also fallen victim. IoT, a market that continues to grow exponentially, has faced many security concerns as it sits at the center of software, cloud, network, and physical access concerns. Types of cyber attacks. Although the forms of illegal computer activity are growing and changing like any type of crime, there are several established categories. Cybersecurity teams should have dedicated methods of management as it relates to each vulnerability. What are viruses? Viruses are the oldest form of cyber attacks and the most popularized in early media. They are lines of code embedded in malware or phishing hooks. When opened, they disrupt a computer's normal operating habits. A virus functions like someone else took over, giving the wrong or gibberish commands. An example of this is Stuxnet, which deployed in 2009. Planted in the network of the Iranian uranium enrichment facility, it manipulated its digital surroundings before transferring to computers in industrial equipment. There, it wrought havoc on physical objects by giving them commands that broke them, such as increasing pressure commands on valves in centrifuges. Is malware different from a virus? Malware is a catch-all term that means malicious software. Malware can be spyware, ransomware, or adware, among many things, and it can carry a virus. Rather than embedding itself into the operating system or hard drive like a virus, it installs itself and runs as a software. Ransomware is malware that closes a computer, network, or other system until a ransom has been paid and the hacker deactivates the ransomware. In 2017, a ransomware called WannaCry infected tens of thousands of computers in 74 countries, exploiting a vulnerability in Windows software. It even shut down the British National Health System as phishing malware. Phishing is the process that can introduce malware or open someone to cyber theft. Phishers trick unsuspecting users by posing as a legitimate entity, the hook. The hook may be a spam email, malicious ad, a fake phone call, or even a printed document with false website data. Once someone responds to these hooks, consequences may occur: malware downloaded or personal information stolen. Phishing can also occur on social media. A common phishing scheme is called the Nigerian scam, or 419. A family member of a Nigerian man emails asking for money to help free the man, transfer money out of Nigeria, or return him to his rightful place as a royal heir. Clicking on the included link will initiate a phishing scam that steals money and personal information. What are DOS and DDoS attacks? A denial of service DOS attack is when a malicious source makes it impossible for a computer, server, or website to access the internet. A distributed denial of services DDoS attack is the same thing, but with a distributed architecture. Viruses or malware infect thousands of computers and give them similar directions, making a botnet. The botnet directs all participating computers to go to the organization targeted. Overwhelmed by sudden increase in site visits, the site may shut down or freeze. Other methods of DDoS attacks include sending less computers to visit the site, but they are tasked with asking cumbersome requests, likewise slowing down the site. It prevents legitimate users from being able to access the documents or resources on it. One of the first, and most notorious, DDoS attacks happened to the Church of Scientology. Anonymous, a vigilante hacker group, shut down the religious organization's website, momentarily preventing anyone from learning more about the group. What are advanced persistent threats? Advanced persistent threats, or APTs, are long, directed cyber attacks that are most often state-sponsored. These types of attacks usually begin with a network probe. An organization or individual illegally, and surreptitiously, accesses an organization's local area network or internal internet. This individual may have gotten in through an employee access gateway or found a vulnerability through other means. The hacker will lurk on the network, hiding from detection, while it maps the information stored there and implements malicious measures. Often, results of APTs include theft, such as the Equifax security breach or the HBO breach that released Game of Thrones episodes. These are the most dangerous cyber attacks.
And there's a car chase going on at the waist, keep a vest on my chest. I'm sitting in my room as I'm looking out the face. Something to write about, I still got some